Yesterday's video, we were really paying attention to some 30-minute divergences that suggest that a 2-hour pullback can come where we can potentially curl to the upside. And I do believe that a 2-hour pullback is the next better opportunity to make a decision for more upside. But overall, we need to consider what's going on right now because the Qs and because the IWM are dangerously close to these pink lines being the annual expected move. So we're going to go over the SPY Qs, IWM, and volatility. Volatility was great during the live show this morning because I went away for a little bit. And then I was like, okay, when I come back, I came back on for after a 2-minute break, and I overall was just like, hey, we need to go look at a couple of things. And the first thing we happened to look at gave us a hint that this market can actually go higher again. And therefore, it is very good for us to consider the violation of this 2-hour pulling back. Right now, you do see that the 2-hour MACD is crossing, but you are still up and away above that 9 on the 2-hour. So is this a good confirmation for a pullback? Technically, no. And if we wanted to pull back, you can sometimes just pull back sideways in order to keep going higher. But the key thing here is I believe the next good opportunity for a decision-making opportunity for a trade would be when this is closer to the center line, because we are starting to see those 30-minute divergences stack up. Now, it was important for our analysis yesterday for us to say, we really want this divergence to take out this low. We did not take out that low, so I'm glad in yesterday's video we did state that if the 30-minute is able to curl up here, you can reach up to those daily expected moves, and the same thing can be said right now. As of this moment, the 30-minute divergences are intact, and they are slightly being violated, but if I get a nice confirmation here on the MACD as price action is trying to kind of confirm it, as the RSI is trying to kind of confirm it, if we actually see a solid green bar that is able to post here, we don't get some kind of failure, the market would suggest that it can reach up to the daily expected move of 764.24 to the upside. If we wanted to start to tear down with these divergences right away in the morning, then we would still like to take out this point, which is right where your daily expected move of 754.90 is. At this time, because the market is in such a bullish trend, heading up, and away, continuing to make new all-time highs, it is difficult to short these markets. I don't know who out there thinks that I'm shorting over and over again. That has never been my plan. My plan this entire time, considering I missed out the last time because baby girl broke her leg and I've been having to take care of family, is a 2-hour pullback could be the next opportunity to go higher, because we need to potentially set up reversal signals by those annual expected moves. So as the 2-hour starts to dabble with crossing to the downside, we want to consider something here, the violation of the trade and what goes on next. If we violate this and we are able to squeeze up to the daily expected move, you most likely will wipe out some divergence points here. That causes us to believe that this can continue the party for a bit of time. That is how bulls always solve the problem of divergence, is you get some kind of squeeze. That's why if you are considering shorting this very, very bullish market, then you have to be on your toes. You have to have a plan for if it goes wrong. And the plan for if this goes wrong, if you were trying to catch some kind of 2-hour pullback play to the downside, well, the 30-minute curling to the upside, kind of hard for the 2-hour to go down if the 30-minute is squeezing up. So a very easy thing here is if the 30-minute can reach up to that daily expected move, then we would expect this market to be able to get to the weekly expected move by the end of the week, because we would have to remake the momentum signals, because if you squeeze through, you are getting rid of it and saying, hey, there is no weakness in momentum on this 30-minute chart anymore. Qs here showing those same divergences. Now the Q is a little bit different with some confirmation, so we will point those out, but your daily expected moves very close to the weekly expected move. That's first needs to be set. 754.19 is very close to 754.80. That means that this level can start to act like a magnet, but remember, it is low probability to end 2026 above this line right here of 748.35. It can happen, right? It can happen. I think I've seen it before. But we want to consider the risk of this area as we start to see divergences around this area, as we have to keep saying that D word over and over and over again, because you're seeing some on the 30-minute, you're seeing some on the 2-hour for volatility, you're even seeing some on the daily for IWM. So there's divergences everywhere screaming at you as you get to this annual expected move that you are getting dangerously close to some kind of pullback, some kind of potential daily pullback, but IWM would suggest potentially a weekly pullback, and I will show you those signals as well. As we look to the downside, we see we were not able to take out this low. You see this going on, you see it, you see it, you see it. This is the weakness and momentum that you are seeing with those divergences, but did those play out or were those violated? And that's where you have to say, we did not take out the low. We did not crash down and actually start to make lower highs. That's important because now you're starting to crawl up on the price action and on your RSI. You are seeing two confirmations here. If the MACD is able to curl up into positive territory, then we can continue to test highs, go make new ones. And that means we can start to reach up to potential daily expected moves, as these levels can act like a magnet since they're so close. That means that even if the Qs wanted to pull back slightly, even if we pulled back into these areas, we still, if we're able to curl up on that MACD, it would suggest making those new highs. We'll look for more divergences, quad, triple quad divergences or something like that. But I think that this is an opportunity to continue the party for a moment if they really wanted to. So the Qs here for the 2-hour chart, we're just going to do that very, very briefly. Once again, you notice that the 2-hour chart for the Qs was able to violate these divergences over here and extend very much so across. That means that we are very likely needing to remake signals just like this right over here. So paying attention to that, understanding that the market can squeeze out of those conditions is important, because as you get to this area, you can pull back and start to see a move to the upside. And remember that in this area, I don't care if the 2-hour pulls back, right now. I don't care if we extend a little bit higher, but I still believe that a 2-hour pullback is the next good opportunity for a trade, at least for how I like to trade in this market, and even for the Qs at this point. IWM, very important, because IWM did 2-hour pullback. So we mentioned that IWM has been our friend over the last few sessions. We mentioned the 30-minute divergence that can lead to a pullback. Notice we were actually able to take out that low, but instead of rolling to the downside, we failed. We never got another roll down. That tells us that we have the opportunity to climb. And so even if this is able to pull back your daily expected move of 288.99, if you can figure it out down there and then curl to the upside, you would still be very close to going positive at that point, which suggests more upside. And we want to consider that IWM, if it curls up on the 2-hour, where's it most likely getting to? Well, an annual expected move of 295.67. So as of right now, IWM potentially is an opportunity. We'll have to see how that plays out in the next session, and I will be live tomorrow to watch it with you in the morning. Those live shows start at the open. You can just come over to the channel or turn notifications on. I hope that you subscribe and join us over there, but that will last for the morning for a couple of hours. IWM is very, very cool because your daily expected moves here. So for tomorrow, you would say 294.33 is the highest you can reach up to, at least with a high probability. Then you start to get lower probability above those areas. Now, I did want to talk about the daily chart because the daily chart for IWM does have those forms of divergence. Once again, you don't want these to play out. You want this market to keep growing and growing, your investments to keep going higher and higher and higher. You need to squeeze through on the daily chart to get rid of any form of divergence you see, because at this moment, you do have triple divergence forming here for IWM. So you would like IWM to violate this level to continue the party on the daily chart. That is important to say, as we are seeing a lot of bullishness in this market. You have to consider that this market can continue to the upside, but IWM has seen the 2-hour pullback. So if you get a 2-hour confirmation, we have a continuation move ahead of us. I wanted to go over volatility in this video because volatility was our great hint, right? Taking a break, and then coming back and saying, all right, let's go look for hints not in the SPY, because sometimes you get a little hint from volatility that we can see more upside. And we made people very aware of the signals we are seeing here. We described them and talked about them very, very thoroughly to suggest that the divergences here are definitely intact, even potential for triple divergence there on your RSI, telling us that this 2-hour chart is very likely to curl down. And as of right now, we have not seen a violation of that. A violation of that would be if the 30-minute can curl up while it is close to positive territory. That would be a violation of that and suggest that this 2-hour that looks like it's about to curl down might reject. But at this moment, those are still intact. So the most probable thing going into tomorrow is you do see the 2-hour go down. And we mentioned over the weekend that I was really leaning towards, hey, volatility picks up and then we see some kind of higher low, but it it looks like with these reversal signals that we were right to point out to be open to some kind of divergence down by 1504. The important point here is you are in a very bullish market. So even if the 2 hour is able to curl down, you don't know if a divergence is going to form here. So if I was taking calls on volatility, if I was shorting this market in some way, but the 2 hour crosses down, that would directly go against that trade. And you don't have to form divergences. What if you end up squeezing through? But if I see a divergence around this area, I note that that divergence is taking place on volatility while IWM is potentially setting up those 2 hour moves up to the annual expected move, while the Qs are about to test its annual expected move. So a 2 hour pullback looks like it's on the horizon. I don't care if it is right now and it looks like this. I don't care if it wants to go higher, but I am not going to chase this in any fashion. I am looking to see some kind of little 2 hour pullback to play towards a weekly expected move, maybe even next week. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you consider, and I hope that this, actually, I hope first of all, this video was helpful to you, but I hope you consider coming to the live show if you have any questions, if you want to, ask me anything about these expected moves or anything like that. Ask me about the annual expected moves. How did they behave last year? That kind of talk. Hey, what's the macro scale look like at this point? Things like that can really help people out. We even looked at some individual stocks today, and it was a lot of fun. So I appreciate you guys joining me for the live show today. And once again, we will be doing completely free live streams from Monday to Wednesday all summer long until my birthday, which is late August. So you have a long time and a lot of good stuff to come out and a lot of questions. If you do have them, come to the live show and we'll be talking about this throughout your morning. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Consider the risk of your annual expected move that we did give out throughout the first stages of 2026, because we are getting there, which is a huge surprise for the market, noting that we will have to see that macro side over the weekend. So please subscribe, because over the weekend we'll go over the macro scale again, and we'll still talk about why we still think the SPY can head up to 796 or even 800 at this point. Thank you guys again, and have a fantastic rest of your night, and I will see you tomorrow live.